So hi all, welcome back to Malware Analysis. I'm Jay Lavanya, Assistant Professor of CS2 Department. So today in this video, we're gonna discuss on a topic called intrusion detection. Okay, so let's dive into the topic. So first of all, what is meant by intrusion detection? So it is the process of monitoring a network or a system for some malicious activity or some policy violations. It involves identifying and reporting some potential security breaches, such as unauthorized access attempts or suspicious network traffic. And this intrusion detection system, that is IDS, are used to automate this process either by analyzing some network traffic, that is network-based intrusion detection system. So we will see these topics in the upcoming slides, okay? Or by monitoring some intrusion systems, that is host by IDS, okay? And this intrusion detection is a security practice that is focused on identifying and responding to some unauthorized access or some malicious activity within a system or a network. It aims to detect some suspicious behavior, policy violation, and potential security breaches. And what is the core function, right? Why we are going for these kind of intrusion detection is that first one, monitoring. So this intrusion detection system constantly monitor the network traffic or some system activities for the suspicious behavior or for some detection. They analyze this data using some various methods like signature-based detection or some anomaly-based detection, identifying the deviations from the normal behavior. Okay, and for some alerting processes or for some purpose. So when suspicious activity is detected, the IDS generates alerts and notifies the administrators as well as the team members who are working over it. Okay. And how does this particular IDS, that is intrusion detection system, work is that, so first of all, by means of some signature based detection, it compares the network traffic or the system activity against a database of some known attack patterns like signatures, and based on some anomaly based detection establishes a baseline of normal activity and flags deviations from that baseline as a potential threat. And behavior based detection, which analyzes the behavior of users and applications to identify the suspicious pattern. Okay, so these are the things where we will be using some common uh, intrusion detection. Okay, and next slide is that how does this work? Okay, and before that, I would like to say a real-time example of this intrusion detection system is I think you all might have heard this word SNOT, SNORT. So this is a widely used open source network intrusion detection and prevention system. It analyzes the network traffic for malicious activity like unauthorized access attempts or malware by inspecting some packet data against the defined rules and signature. When suspicious activity is detected, this node can generate alerts, allowing security teams to investigate and respond to some potential threat. So these are the common example of intrusion detection system, that is not okay. And how does this intrusion detection work? First of all, this intrusion detection system are designed to monitor the network traffic or the system activity for malicious or some suspicious behavior. And second one, a network-based intrusion detection system that we used to call as a NIDS. Okay, so it is security system that monitors the network traffic for some malicious activity or unauthorized access or some policy violations. So it analyzes the network data to detect the potential threats and alerts administrators to suspicious behavior, helping to protect the network from the cyber attack. Okay. And main thing, what it does, this network, so it analyzes the network traffic to detect pattern in activity of net attacks, such as specific malware signature or some unusual traffic pattern is happening over there. All those type of detection will be able to done by means of this network based intrusion detection system. And next one is that host based intrusion detection, that is we used to call as HIDS. So HIDS, so here it is also a cybersecurity solution, right? That monitors and analyzes the activities on some individual computer systems or server for some malicious activity. It focuses on the host log or processes and the file system to detect the threats that might bypass the network-based security measures. And HIDS is crucial for layer security approach or complementing some network-based intrusion detection system. And what are the key aspects of this host-based intrusion detection system is that this HI, DS operates on some individual hosts or examine system logs, file integrity, and the process behavior to identify the anomalies and suspicious activity. So these systems monitor the individual computers or the servers or analyze the system logs, file integrity, and the user behavior for some signs of compromise. And what are the strength of this HIDS, that is host-based intrusion detection, is that HIDS offers some detailed visibility into some host level activity or enabling faster detection and response to some threats that might not be caught by some network level security. So it can also monitor the encrypted traffic and detect the threats that bypass the network firewalls. And limitations, if you take, so this HIDS relies on host resources and it can be more complex to manage, especially in a large organization with many endpoints. And malware can potentially disable or evade the HIDS if it gains some sufficient privileges. Okay. And what are the common examples of it is that like uh, the tools like that monitors the file integrity or detects the malware and analyze the system log for some suspicious activity. And it is a well-known open source HIDS that can be integrated with the NIDS to create a layered security approach where the network based system detect the external threats and HIDS monitor the internal system for the malicious activity. Okay, so what is the common difference between NIDS and HIDS is that like HIDS, that is a host-based detection system, focuses on some monitoring and protecting some individual host or the devices within a network, and network-based intrusion detection system that concentrates on monitoring network traffic to identify the suspicious patterns and potential threats across the entire network. Okay, can you able to understand? And these are the common things how these ideas will be working. Okay, and next is that we're gonna see is that what are the detection methods available. So there are two types of detection methods available. First one, signature based detection, and second one, anomaly based detection methods. So we have already discussed uh, these kind of some intro about it in the previous video. You can just check it out in the video. So detection methods in ideas if you take. So these are the two things. And one more reaction method is there, but it's commonly rare or rarely used, like hybrid detection. Okay, so this signature based detection, it relays, compares the traffic or the activity against the database of some known attack patterns or the signatures. And This signature-based deduction, it relies on some predefined pattern or signature of some known malicious activities. And this IDS compares the network traffic or system events against these signature to identify the potential attacks. And it is effective at detecting some known threat but struggles with some new or some evolving attacks that don't match the existing signature. Okay, and next one, like anomaly based detection, it establishes a baseline of normal behavior and flag deviation as the potential intrusion. And also it establishes a baseline of a normal network or a system behavior. Okay, and it then flags any deviations from this baseline as the potential anomalies, which could indicate an intrusion. And this anomaly based detection is good at identifying some unknown threats but can also generate a higher number of false positives as normal variations in activity that can be misidentified. Okay, and machine learning is often used to create such baseline for the normal activity. I hope you might have learned that. And hybrid deduction, as the name suggested, the hybrid ideas combines the both signature-based as well as this anomaly-based deduction. And this approach aims to leverage the strengths of both methods, offering a more comprehensive and effective approach to the intrusion deduction. Okay, and by using a signature for some known threat and some anomaly deduction for some unknown threat, hybrid system can minimize false positive and false negative. Can you able to understand? Yeah. And here is a simpler diagram, like a small example have been given. The intrusion detection system by this using some forensic analysis and some alert administrator, which should be connected to the internet as well as the LAN network, which are connected to the system, right? So these are the common detection methods. Okay. And next one, why this intuition deduction is important. Like early warning system like IDS provides an early warning system for some security incidents, allowing organizations to respond quickly to some potential threat. And second one, improved security posture by identifying and responding to attacks. IDS helps to improve the overall security posture of a network or a system. And third one is that compliance. So here IDS can be used to demonstrate the compliance with some security regulations as well as the standard. And fourth one, like documentation and analysis. Intrusion detection system generate the logs and reports that can be used for instant analysis and forensic investigations. And last one, that is deterrent. The presence of an IDS can deter some potential attackers. Okay, so that is why this intrusion detection is important. And one of the challenges, of intrusion detection is that false positive, like intrusion detection system can generate false alarm, flagging some legitimate traffic as malicious, and false negative. This IDS may fail to detect some actual attack, potentially allowing some malicious activity to go unnoticed. And third one, like evasion techniques. Uh, Attackers can employ some various techniques to evade the detection by IDS. And last one, keeping up with some evolving threat. Attackers are constantly developing some new methods, so the IDS need to be updated regularly. Okay, so these are the challenges of intrusion detection. And how this ideas help with some malware detection is that monitoring the network traffic and behavior. Second one, signature based detection. Third one, anomaly based detection, and host based detection. So we have discussed all these things already. But why we are going for these kind of ideas? If you, as I have already told, there will be some real-time examples in each and every cases, right? So here also, like real-time applications of this ideas is that uh, in network monitoring and threat detection it is used, or integration with some sign like IDS data is often integrated with some security information and event management systems. Okay, so this sign platform correlates the data from multiple security tools, including IDS, to provide a comprehensive view of the security posture. So this integration allows for some more effective threat analysis and incident response. And one of the examples of IDS tools is that Snort. Widely, there is an open source network that's based on ideas. I hope you all working on Snort, that is used for doing some calculations in the computer network lab, something lab. Okay. And Surikata, this is also another popular open source IDS or IPS solution that can be used for both detection as well as prevention. And next one, like OSSEC, it is a robust open source HIDS. And next tool, like Manage Engine Log 360, a SIEM solution with some IDS capabilities that uses UEBA to establish a baseline and detect the anomalies. And real-time application in different contexts, if you take first one, like autonomous vehicle. So object detection in autonomous vehicle can be considered a real-time application of IDS, although it focuses on the physical objects rather than cyber threats. And second one, like retail, like object detection in some retail environments such as tracking inventory or some identifying shoplifter, can also see it as a real-time application. And third one, like in healthcare, so that is a very basic application. Like IDS can be used to monitor the medical devices and system for some security vulnerability as well as some potential attack. Okay, so all those things comprises of, and there's always the Simon said cyber security. Okay, so this is what where it is used, like IDS. Can you able to understand? Yeah. And as I told, uh, this is also used in like monitoring network traffic, signature based anomaly, and then host based detection. And what are the advantages? Like, you know, what are the advantages of using this IDS, right? Is that the first point, the key point is that early threat detection. Okay, so ideas, if you're going to use this, that will be continuously monitoring the network traffic and system activity. And second one, enhanced visibility and monitoring. So it provides a detailed log and alerts, giving security teams valuable insights about the network's activity and some potential vulnerability. And third one, some improved instant response. So by quickly identifying and alerting on some suspicious activity, IDS can significantly reduce the time it takes to respond to some security incidents. Okay, and compliance support, it also uses some regulatory framework and compliance standard requires some organization to have some intrusion detection capability. Okay, I hope this is the end of the session. So in this particular video, we have discussed on the topic called intrusion detection. So what are the definition of intrusion detection, and how does this intrusion detection works in IDS or NIDS and HIDS, and what are the detection methods we have discussed, like signature based detection as well as some anomaly based detection, and why this intrusion detection is important. Okay, and what are the types of intrusion detection system, and what are the real-time examples like healthcare, weather reporting, analytics, all such cases we have discussed, and what are the challenges of using this intrusion detection, and what are its advantages, and how this ideas helps with the malware detection that also we have discussed in this particular video. I hope you all have a clear view on this particular topic, that is intrusion detection, and how to discuss it, right? Thank you all for watching this video. Please do subscribe this channel. I hope we will see in the next video. So thank you all.